There have been several seats on a knife edge since Saturday night. We're joined now by our Chief Election Analyst, Tom Connell. Tom, you've got some breaking news. I understand you are now prepared to call another critical seat. What have you got?
I am. Look, I've been agonising over this one. It's a bit of an unusual seat, and that's why. It's the seat of Melbourne. As you can see here, right now, the margin 2.7%. We know the Greens leader, Adam Bandt, holds it. Here's the equation. So right now, we've got nearly 70% of primary candidate. He's on 40.3%. He needs about 33% of the preferences other than Labor. So it's Greens versus Labor. He needs 33% from the rest of the parties to be able to be 50-50. What's happening so far? He's not getting that, and he's getting significantly below that. When we look right now how this is splitting, and actually we're further progressed in the count. We're more like 38% now, but this is the figure, 52.7 to 47.3. So the issue for Adam Bandt is he's 1,700 behind, and the way this is splitting, he's going to be at least 3,000 behind. Now, it might be more. The first preferences were breaking 22% only for him. It's been better today, but currently they're only breaking at about 26%. Even if we up that to 28, 29, which would be ambitious, he would still be 3,000 behind. So 3,000 plus behind once we catch up to this figure here, 69.3%. Right, so that's his margin. What happens from there? We do still have some postal votes left, and they are not helping him. The way this postal's splitting at the moment, as we can see, 63.39 to Labor. Now, the rest of the postals left, there aren't a lot, but there are a few thousand. Even if we wind that back, let's say they split at about 60-40, that's another 600 you'd have to catch up. What vote is there left? I've been saying this over the last couple of days. There is a big amount of this other vote called absent. This is great. There's nothing in here yet, and it's a lot of vote. It's 14,000 votes in total. That gave us some issue with calling this before we saw it. However, we know how absent votes generally behave. They usually perform about on the same as the on-the-day vote for the Greens. So, if that's the case, we're talking Adam Bandt at best in those 50-50. Now, even if he possibly has an increased performance in absent, funny things happen, what would he need? This is how we stress test it. What would he need in the remaining absent votes to be able to win? 63%. That is just far too high an outperformance from everything else that has happened in this election. So we're assuming lots of positives for Bandt from here, and he still would need 63%. So given that, I know there's plenty of vote left, we are now saying the Labor Party will pick up the seat of Melbourne, and Adam Bandt, the Greens leader, will lose the seat of Melbourne.
And Tom, that's obviously a devastating blow for the Greens. I mean, they lost those seats in Queensland, and then we're going to be looking at new leadership for the party as well going forward.
They will be. There's one possibility still. If we remind ourselves where we are overall, this is before the election. They had 4 seats. Well, look, right now they're on 0. They are still the clear favourites from where I sit when it comes to the seat of Brisbane. So let's go to Queensland. Remind ourselves where we were in 2022. These were unexpected pickups. Ryan, Brisbane and Griffith to add to Melbourne. Where we are at right now, 2 of them have gone to Labor. They won't come back. There's no chance. Ryan, the equation here is a complicated one. You can see the 2-party preferred isn't the issue here. It's the primary. We don't have a 2-party preferred or 2-candidate preferred because we don't know yet. The Greens have to stay ahead of Labor. So these preferences get distributed. I think we've got some more on the next page too. These are tiny fractions of vote, but every vote here will count. The Greens have to stay ahead of Labor to then have that battle against the LNP. If they do that, they actually get help with Labor's vote to get elected. Now, at the moment, I still believe the Greens will finish ahead of the Labor Party on that. It's not guaranteed, but all the count I've seen on 3-candidate preferred is it's close, but the Greens are in the lead. So I still think it's highly likely they end up with 1 seat. And yeah, then they look to who might be the leader. They've obviously had leaders out of the Senate, plenty of experienced senators. So you would predict Elizabeth Watson-Brown's had 1 term, that probably the next leader is going to be out of the Senate because she will be their only lower house member if indeed she wins.
Yeah, a new era for the Greens by the look of it. Tom Connell with that breaking news. Thanks so much.